listening. All right. Hey everyone, Chris here. I'm here with Garrett, and it's been a while since I've done a model spotlight feature. And yeah, Garrett is my first one in a couple months. We just went out to lunch, and thank you so much for all your questions. I have them all right here. I kind of broke them up into different sections since a lot of people had very specific questions in regards to what he does for work and then personal things. So we're going to start with all of the military related questions first. So the first comes from Tracy, and she asks, what do you do in the military?
Hi Tracy. So my job in the Air Force is I'm an aircraft mechanic. So I work on a specific system related to hydraulics, which is used to operate landing gears, flight controls, steering on the ground, stuff like that, and specifically aerial refueling on this particular aircraft. So that's what I do in the military. Fix airplanes.
And here are the tough follow-up questions she got. Also, we're filming this outside because I want to try something different. So there's going to be cars and maybe people and all types of passers-by. Are you in for the full 20 years?
When I first joined the Air Force, I thought I was going to be in for 20. It was a sure thing. But over the last year or so, I kind of started reevaluating things, and truth be told, I can't tell you for sure. My service contract's up in November, so stand by for what happens there.
Yeah, we literally were just talking about this before I showed him the questions. I was like, you might not even know your own answers.
Yeah, sorry.
And then she was asking what your plans were going to be for afterwards.
Yeah.
So
back to it, I guess I always envisioned myself being able to retire when I'm 39 and then go on and do something else for another 20 years. And then by the time I hit my official retirement age, I'm set. But am I living this life for a retirement check or what? That's kind of what it boils down to. So what would I do after the military, whether it's in a few months or in 13 years? I'm still trying to figure that out, I guess.
He's also only 25.
Yeah.
So I can't even think, what did I want to do when I was 25? First of all, I can't even think that far back. So
yeah. And maybe we're not supposed to know. Maybe you have to just go out and try new things, and I think that's becoming a little more apparent now.
Yeah, and you change your mind every couple of years, or something that was a passion at one point might change, and something that I never thought about could become one. So it's good to keep our options open.
Sure.
When you're deployed and things get intense, what keeps you grounded?
I wouldn't say I've been deployed in a situation where it's too much to bear. That's a kind of a different side of the military, and some aircraft maintainers over the years have probably experienced something similar, but I haven't. But I guess when things get tough, you just kind of have to remember what's important to you and your family, your friends, what you're doing it for. And some people aren't even able to answer that question. So I guess what would keep me grounded would just be the thought of my family and friends being safe back home.
Then, little birds come flying by.
Oh, it's beautiful. They're singing.
They are. They like to answer. The next question we already answered because it was part of another one. So this next one comes from Aubrey. What is your favorite place you've traveled to during your career?
Okay.
So far.
Well, so far the Air Force has taken me to about 10 different countries, I believe. Maybe you didn't know that one.
No, I didn't.
In 2015, I got the opportunity to go to New Zealand, specifically Auckland. Spent about 2 weeks there, and it was a lot of fun. Looking back, I wish I would have done even more things.
Yeah, I bet.
But I would say that's probably right at the top of my list, because following that, I went to Australia for 30 days.
That's on my bucket list.
But I wasn't there vacationing either. I was also there for work.
Right.
So I had a lot of fun in Australia too. So I mean, it's a close tie between both of them. I definitely want to see other parts of Australia and New Zealand, though. I'd love to go
Australia
back.
is on my bucket list.
Yeah, you gotta go to
awesome.
Sydney. But I wasn't there. I was in Darwin. Yeah, I was in the northern part.
And you were working.
And I was working.
That was a little different.
A little different.
The next is from Erin, and she says, "How do you stay in such great shape while you're deployed?"
It's actually a little bit easier than what some people would think. Actually, a lot of people in the military go deploy and get in better shape than what they were, because here we're just living our normal lives. You know, we have a lot of other things going on versus when you're deployed.
Your focus is...
Yeah. You work, and you work out to kill time. So some people work out 7 days a week. You know, it's... I think everyone does something, though, whether it's running or maybe eating a little better, and you're kind of on a restricted diet there too, just as far as what they offer. So it's actually a little bit easier when you're deployed. I chose to eat a lot more food and train a little heavier than what I normally do here, and I think that helped benefit me for a few months.
And you didn't have like your friends or family, so it's
family.
Like directionally you were focused on different things.
Yeah, you just use things to distract yourself pretty much. Good question.
I should have said this at the beginning, but I'm reading this all in order. So multiple people want to also say thank you so much for your service.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And now these are all more so personal. The first is from Elizabeth, and she says, well, she asks, when and how did you start modeling?
Well, hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for the question. Let's see. I think it was back in 2017.
Ours was officially your first?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
100%.
I didn't? Okay.
Yeah.
So I will say a little bit about this because I get asked all the time if I will talk to strangers like on the streets or in random places, and if I'll ask them to shoot. And no, I'm like way too shy to pull that off like successfully. I did it once at LA Fitness where I met him prior to Garrett, and it was like a hot mess and it didn't go well. I had seen this one guy multiple times, and I like made sure I had business cards one time, and I went and introduced myself. It was super awkward, so that didn't go well. The second time I did it, we have some nice Spanish music in the background.
Yeah.
The second time I did it was asking Garrett. He was working like part-time at the front desk at LA Fitness, and I just knew he would do so well. He just had it, like it, in quotation marks if you can't see my hand. And I just was like, I knew I would be so mad at myself if I didn't at least try. So I had seen him a few times, and I knew he worked there, so I was like, I'll see him again, like I assumed. So I brought business cards one day, because I usually don't even bring my wallet or anything, so I never have things in my pockets. So I brought business cards that day, and it was either on the way in or out. I was like, I almost swore, but you can't on YouTube. I was like, just freaking do it. So I remember introducing myself, and I probably was super awkward. But I think we talked for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and I gave him my card and showed him my Instagram. I'll continue, but I'm curious like what your initial thoughts were when I just randomly was like, hello.
So one, I've never been like approached for anything like that. Really, like any other like means of work, if you will. Like it's just kind of it was a strange opportunity that I was like, I was kind of taken back by it. Like, all right. I reviewed his work, but also kind of saw where I was. Like, I guess at that time, and I wasn't really feeling it, I guess. And then this last October, I think. Yeah.
So when I talked to him, we like kept in touch, or I was seeing like his Instagram stories, and I would sporadically like respond to them.
Right.
But we technically shot like not a full year, but the following year after I initially had spoken to him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like instantly.
No.
He wanted to wait until he felt like physically he was in the right shape or ready.
Yeah.
So then I remember I had responded to one of his recent stories. So when we shot in October or November, it was like a couple months prior to that. And he was like, I'm ready. I was like, oh, he's ready. So that's when I posted him in my group, and I was like, I know people are going to like him. I will say, I work with a lot of people that either have a lot of experience or like no experience. And he honestly is one of the most natural people I've ever worked with, like ever. I just threw him into the deep end and was like, we're gonna do all these different things. And then after his solo shoots, we actually had booked custom shoots for couples. And the only reason with Jenna, yes. And then the only reason I even was like, yes, let's do that is because I knew he would do so well because he did so well by himself. So I just tossed him right into the deep end. And he did
felt like
awesome.
it too. It was definitely a sink or swim moment. And yeah, I don't know. One, I was already uncomfortable doing it by myself, and now I have, someone else I'm working with, and that's like, oh, you gotta show up, I guess, and perform.
He was just so natural, though.
It
It's
feels
kind of
natural,
crazy.
Yeah, that's
It's natural, though. So we shot
Like it.
twice. We shot all back to back before he most recently was deployed. So we did it all within, I'd say, 2 or 3 weeks, just to have a lot of content ready because I knew he was going to be gone, and he was gone months longer than he was supposed to also. So yeah, that's kind of how we started, how we met. And now I try to convince myself to do it more often, to speak to strangers. I don't think I have, actually, since. So I've been sucking at that. Yeah. So the next is a 2-part question from Danny and Avery, which is, what does it feel like seeing yourself on a book cover, and what do you enjoy the most about it? So he's done 15, but off the top of my head, I think it's 2 or 3 that are out.
That are out, yeah.
That are designed.
Okay, I have a copy of one.
You have? Yeah, he just got his first physical copy. There are 2 that are physically out. So it's still relatively fresh because most of them are not out yet, but are coming out either later this year or next year. So,
great question. It's kind of a weird feeling. I, first of all, never imagined me being on any type of book cover or anything like that. And then when I have someone that's like, hey, I'd like to work together, and it's like, wow, that's, I don't know, kind of a weird feeling, I guess. Good feeling, and you know what? If I had said no, then that would have shut down so many opportunities, and I feel like it's been a good thing getting out of my comfort zone. And then when I see myself on that cover, I'm like, wow, like I could have easily said no to this. And what an opportunity it's been to connect with someone, work, try something new, and I really just like generate more connections and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess that's what I see when I
personally love meeting and like connecting and working with new people and making new friendships with people. It's also such a cool thing to be able to look back on in like 10 years or like 20 years. Like,
absolutely,
what a cool story and like something new that maybe you never would have had the opportunity to do before.
Right, and actually one of my friends was the ones that pushed me to do that. I decided
biggest supporter.
One of my biggest supporters. Yeah, Chris can attest to that.
Yeah.
We were working together, and we were gonna go on a pretty strict diet for a few weeks before I deployed, just to see what I had in me. And then he's like, hey, you need to capture this moment in your life. Like this is a big deal. Like and just kind of keep track of your progress over the upcoming years, but also something to look back on.
Yeah, it's a good
like
moment
you said,
in time.
20 years from now, you can look back and be like, wow,
That's,
I did that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So my friends are a big part of that too, and that's what that first book cover kind of reminds me of.
Everyone is like such a huge support for him. Whenever I post like anything, it's of him. they just come out for like that one picture, and all of a sudden they're like commenting on that. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
also like other things that I post too that are not Garrett related.
Chris is not generating likes. I'm just kidding.
It's his one friend that he must somehow like have my page flagged in a way that's like Garrett shows up and he knows.
You can just filter through everything on Instagram and find
Oh,
what's
you
important,
can.
you know? Yeah.
But I love that how much they support him. This is a question that he's going to struggle answering. If you were stuck on a deserted island, which 3 items would you bring?
Ooh. If it's like Castaway style and for survival, I probably could have learned a little bit more from that movie, I guess. But I'm gonna want a knife
Oh, good one. I
to
didn't think
start,
of that.
like a big Bowie knife too.
Yeah, so
like,
you can fish.
one that like Crocodile Dundee would be impressed by.
Maybe a lighter so you can make fire.
That'd be a good one too. Yeah, because I don't know how to,
Nope.
make it from scratch. So, yeah, probably a lighter would be a good one.
Okay. Knife, lighter.
Wow. Why is it so tough?
Sunscreen.
Very good
maybe?
question. Yeah, sunscreen.
Maybe something to sleep.
Well, like sleeping pills or like sleep
No,
on?
no, like a tent or something, so you
Oh, shelter?
in case it rains and stuff.
Yeah, but that's what the knife's for, so you can build
Make a
stuff.
shelter. Okay, so you're gonna make your own.
Yeah, I just
place
need
to
like
live. Okay.
basics.
All right.
I don't know, maybe some drinking water. That'd be good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
There we go.
drinking water.
Oh, this is a good one. Kimbra asks, she wants to know all about your tattoos.
Okay.
There's
yeah.
a lot. You can't
Yeah,
see them all
I have a
right
few
here.
tattoos. Let's see, I started when I was 18. I've got one across my back. Let's see, that one's for a family member of mine that passed on some years ago. Then the one, let's see, what you'll see in some of the pictures is like my chest is done, which was done separately from my arm. I actually had a birthmark here that
Oh, really?
I kind of wanted to cover up, and there's a part of a poem that I really liked, and I've read over the years, so I like that one. So I got that on here, and then I have like a little bit of a religious background, if you will, as far as my faith, which some people would argue, like, why would you get tattoos then? But I have St. Michael on this arm, St. Angelo on the inside, a piece from the creation of Adam. It's just God reaching down to man, then like a stairway to heaven and some doves. So.
And then, well, first of all, also one of the things that caught my eye initially when I saw him were the tattoos. I was like, it's gonna go.
It's a look. It's a look.
So then, do you have other plans for more in the future? Was there part two?
Yes, I'm definitely on hold for right now because everything that I have was like very well thought of and took a little bit of time, I guess, cultivating it. So I'm definitely on hold for now, but I think I could see myself down the road finding more things that I appreciate.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. What is your idea of the perfect date?
Who asked that one?
Oh, I don't. I
okay.
think it might have been someone that already asked another question because I didn't write the name down. But we had talked about this earlier.
Yeah, kind of hard to answer because I've never been on like a perfect date. I don't think. I don't really have like an idea. I don't know what it looks like, to be honest.
Fair. I said sushi in like scary movies.
Oh, 100% not me. Well, sushi yes, but scary movies
Yeah, he doesn't
absolutely
like
not.
scary movies.
Uh,
but
I like funny movies, but I guess it's the
that's not
perfect
that
date.
perfect. It would.
Well, I don't know.
That wouldn't even be like perfect. That'd be like fun if it's
It
with like
is.
the right person.
It is.
I don't know.
Honestly, probably something like picnicking at the beach, like for a sunset.
Oh,
like,
I like that.
ooh, super
Sunset.
dreamy. Like that's what people put in their
Yeah,
bios
that's
and
like
stuff.
what every like teen
Yeah,
punk
but,
rock
like-
singer puts in their bio.
But I can't picture like if you,
That-
let's go skydiving then. Like
No.
to me that's perfect, but it may not be as fun for them. But
No, that would be a hard pass.
I would love skydiving. Yeah.
Scared
I do like
heights,
it,
so
yeah.
no. We only have a couple more, and it started raining, so we're gonna kind
Yeah.
of wrap this up soon. What is your favorite cheat meal?
Oh, pizza, hands down.
We actually just ate that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Oh, pepperoni and sausage, and if you want to throw like bacon on there, ham. But I just had a buffalo chicken pizza, so it could be very different.
And then Luis is asking, do you like to read? And like, if so, what? do you like to read?
So when I was younger, I read for school, because I had to. We had this thing called Reading Counts. And so what I would like to read were Gary Paulson books. They were pretty interesting. They were fictional books.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Gary Paulson books, I would say this is really going back, but like Brian's Winter, Brian's Return, those were always
I love
very
R.L.
interesting.
Stein, like
R.L. Stein.
Goosebumps.
Oh,
was my
see, yeah,
favorite.
did not.
I love that.
I like the Lemony Snicket series.
Oh,
Unfortunate Events. I did like that one. Over the years, I hadn't read as much, but I'm slowly getting back into it. Lately, it's been stuff that's just like personal development,
Nice.
really.
I'm
in
currently
whatever
reading
aspect.
one of the books he's on the cover of, and I was just telling him about it because it's racy. It's real racy. So the last question.
No
My
pets.
pad of paper is like something. My last question is from Jerry, and she asks one thing on your bucket list.
One thing on my bucket list:
Yeah.
climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I went to the IMAX theater and saw like a documentary on it, and it looked amazing. So yeah, I would definitely say something like outdoors. That's something that's like truly majestic. I've been fortunate to go hike or / climb Mount Fuji in Japan, and watching the sunset on top of the mountain was like
Wow,
one of
that
the
must
coolest
be-
things
yeah,
I've ever
that
done.
must be amazing.
So I would say Mount Kilimanjaro. That'd be on
Nice.
the next one.
Mine is shark cage diving, which my mom
You
will
won't catch
try
me
her
there.
hardest not to have that happen. But I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for all of your questions. We're planning a new shoot soon, so stay tuned for upcoming new content.
Yeah.
And hope you have a safe and healthy weekend, everyone.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks for all.